welcome back, and we are continuing our segment on superfoods, my favorite superfoods that will change your life. Here we have 3 more. These are my favorite. Love, love, love quinoa. And I know that some of you may think that it doesn't look like it would taste very good, but actually it's so versatile. The great thing about quinoa is it's not a grain. So if you're gluten-free, or if you have any sort of anti-inflammatory issues, if you have Crohn's or celiac, candida, anything like that, a lot of times you can, with gluten-free, you absolutely can still have quinoa. Sometimes if you have candida or more dietary sensitivities, you may or may not be affected by this particular grain, but for most people, this is a really great substitute to other grains, and it's very high in protein. This is one of my #1 foods for diabetics, other than eggs. Eggs and quinoa will be 2 things that your blood sugar will always be good in the morning. If you eat these 2 for dinner, eggs or quinoa, your blood sugar will always be low in the morning because the protein content is high, so it keeps you full, and it's filled with a lot of different organic minerals that really, really, really nourish your body really well. So if you eat a little bit of quinoa, my favorite way to make them is quinoa cakes, where I steam the quinoa and I stir in some goat cheese or Parmesan and maybe a beaten egg and some fresh spinach, and then fry it up into cakes. That's a really great way to eat it, and we will show you a lot of those types of cooking techniques in the future on our cooking videos. So that's one of my favorites. This one here, this is called Maca powder. Maca powder is a superfood that has been around for a while. It came from a root, a very, very, very strong root that can pretty much grow under any type of condition. And they take it and they make it into this powder. Even though it's been around for a long time, it's fairly new for superfoods to be readily available. We're just still learning about it and learning how to incorporate it, but it's really great for vitality. It's really great for sexual performance. So anybody who, that Viagra, maybe just try a little maca root instead, because it's more natural, and it's supposed to work really well for stuff like that. It's also, believe it or not, has a phytochemical that is the same phytochemical that is in cruciferous vegetables. Cruciferous vegetables, anything like broccoli, cabbage, or cauliflower, and those are widely known to be cancer fighting. So not only can you improve your sexual performance, you can fight cancer all at the same time. Where else can you do that? So maca root, this is really great. I will show you, because it is difficult to find. I'm just going to show you the brand I use. So this is called Nativa's Naturals. They make pretty much any kind of superfood you want. So I'm sure you could go on their Facebook page if you need to find it. But it smells really good. I just, for some reason, love that. And lastly in the segment is the food of the gods, chocolate. Chocolate is amazingly beneficial for you. It has really high quantities. We're going to cut that part out. Chocolate has really high quantity of psychoactive phytochemicals, meaning it's really good for elevating your mood and really good for depression. I don't know if anybody's ever felt a little bit down and then you reach for the chocolate and suddenly you feel better. It actually activates chemicals in your brain that make you feel better, believe it or not. And this is fairly new for me, but I would like to share that I have been reading that these 2 together form some kind of amazing superfood that creates some sort of benefits that they haven't specifically defined what they are, but what it looks like. They work very well in junction together, and their benefits are compounded when you use them together. So maca and cocoa. So there's a couple different kinds of chocolate I have here. I have the dark chocolate, and I would recommend that if you do go out and buy the dark chocolate that you want to stay around 70%. I would not suggest going below 65 because the sugar content will be higher. These here are called cacao nibs, and they are just basically pure cocoa. So these are really, really, really beneficial to you. I like to put those in my smoothie with maca and raw almonds, maybe some soy milk and some ice, and it's almost like a milkshake. It's really, really good. Cocoa powder is another thing that you can use chocolate that way that's really beneficial. So just to reiterate what we've learned, quinoa will lower your blood sugar. And I know that firsthand because I have 2 children, and with both of them I had gestational diabetes, pretty severe. I was on insulin with both of them, monitored my blood sugar many times a day, and I'm not overweight, I'm a healthy eater, so it was a struggle for me because it was genetic and hormonal for me. Quinoa, if I ate quinoa for dinner, my blood sugar was always under 100 in the morning. So it really was like a no-fail thing. I know that if you're diabetic, you are supposed to have a snack at night. So if you like quinoa and you like my idea for the quinoa cakes, check back. I'm going to do a cooking segment with those, and those are really good to have for lunch or nighttime snacks. So lower the blood sugar. What does maca do? Maca increases energy big time. I love putting maca in my smoothies. Increases energy. It enhances sexual performance. I spelled that wrong, we'll just leave that out. And it has the phytochemicals, which also are the same chemicals in broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage. So those are really great cancer fighters. Chocolate, we talked about how it will improve your mood. It's also, believe it or not, supposed to be really good for longevity. I just read a story where they talk about how many centenarians talk about the virtues of chocolate. So, just goes to show you, you can live to be 100 and still eat the foods you love. Okay, so again, as before in our superfood segments, we have all these things: lowering blood sugar, increasing energy, enhancing sexual performance, phytochemicals, improving your mood, and longevity, among many other things. And these are all things that, again, we take pharmaceuticals for. So if you're looking for another way to deal with your health issues, or you're wanting to learn how to self-heal, try out some of these superfoods and contact us and let us know how it works out for you. Thanks.